less than 24 hours away from Catholic Boot Camp Lent, 40 days of prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Just want to kind of briefly go into some of the rules and regulations of Lent, just to remind us as we approach this penitential season. First off is that tomorrow, Ash Wednesday, and all Fridays of Lent, anyone between the ages of 14 and 59 is to abstain from meat. You can eat fish, but anything outside of that is not permissible as a sacrifice. St. Thomas Aquinas puts a nice little spin on that, why we don't eat meat. He says on Friday, Jesus gave his flesh for us. We don't eat meat on flesh on that day. Interesting. It's thought-provoking. Also, tomorrow is Ash Wednesday, is a day of fasting. If anyone's between the ages of 18 and 59, the minimum requirement of fasting is that we are permitted to have 2 small meals, like 2 snacks, and 1 full meal, not including meat tomorrow, as a sacrifice out of love for our Lord. There will be Mass tomorrow at various times, and ashes will be given out. It's not a holy day of obligation, but everyone loves to come, to begin Lent together, and I highly suggest, if you can receive the Eucharist and come to Mass, please do so. There will also be many opportunities before and after and during Mass, most likely for confession. Secondly, we're also supposed to increase prayer. Ask yourself, how can I increase my prayer? It could be, for some of you, it might be not necessarily adding something as much as doing it better. But I think for most of us, it's a call to increasing our prayer. And a lot of times, if say you're giving up something like internet or YouTube or something like that, you find you'll have more time to do spiritual reading. You want to replace something with something good in terms of prayer, so we get closer and more in love with Jesus Christ. And then finally, almsgiving. We're supposed to be more generous, and think of ways that you can be more generous to those around the house. Obviously, to the poor, giving money is the traditional way. But I came up with a great thing called a junk jar. What that is essentially this: if you fail in your prayer or in your fasting of the thing you give up, you put money in a jar. You penalize yourself, and at the end of Lent, you give it to someone who needs money. All right, God bless. Have a great Lent.